Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my player ratings for the Forest game, which was last night, which ended up being a 2-0 victory for Tottenham. So if you do enjoy the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Be sure to let me know down below in the comments what your player ratings are and if you agree with mine, and if not, then give me your reasoning. But yeah, we're going to get straight into this video. Starting off with Vicario, I'm giving Vicario a 9. It was really hard not to give him a 10. But I felt like because he didn't really have to make that too many like saves and like whatnot, he wasn't really tested too much apart from that one chance, which that save was out of this world. Like I still can't believe it to this, like I'm still like shocked by it. But yeah, it was really hard not to give him a 10, but I gave him a 9 and I felt like he's just outstanding. Like what he needed to do, he's done well, and like obviously they did get the goal. They did get the ball in the net, but it was like offside, so it didn't really count. But the way he's able to stay composed and like his ball playing ability and like the way he's on the ball and the way he's just able to pass and like the way he's able to like save. There was that one moment where he sort of, I don't know, like sort of punched the ball like into like the like attacking like area, but other than that moment, like he was pretty much faultless. And I still can't believe we got him for 17 million. Like that just seems like a steal. Like obviously I didn't know anything about Vicario before him coming to Tottenham, so I didn't really know what to expect. And like, you know what, I was just like, you know what, new goalkeeper, we'll see how it goes. First game, yeah, there were moments where he was a bit nervy, but then since that first game he has been incredible. If anything, he's been the best goalkeeper in the league, and people might want to argue Alisson, and like, yeah, fair. But for a new league and just the way he's adapted and the way he's just playing like these consistent performances every single game, like I just love him. I honestly shit else really like just everything about Vicario, like I'm just like obsessed with. And as much as that, his Instagram captions as well, like it's just like his aura and like his personality, and like it just comes across, and it's just he's very much for the fans, and that's something that I really like about him. And it's the way like he's been with us like 5 months, and it's like he knows what it is to be like a Spurs fan, and you'd think after 5 months you won't really get that, but no, he just instantly got it. Quite a few players have instantly gone, you know, just like that. But yeah, so Vicario for me, a 9. Okay, Romero, I thought Romero was very, very solid and very, very good, so I give him an 8. Defensively, like can't really fault him for anything. Maybe that foul, like not really a foul, but yeah, he could have got booked in that situation, didn't, but luckily, because we couldn't not have another suspension, we couldn't, like, can't cope with that. I feel like he just needs to survive 3 more games, and then like that's the cut-off point, and then he doesn't have to be worried about it, because then it gets like it's a new slate in it. So but yeah, defensively he's very solid. You know, there was a few times where the ball was given away in like midfield and like towards like our box and everything, and Romero was straight in there getting that ball back, and I felt like he was just very, very solid, and the way they're so aggressive on the ball. And I'm going to include Davies in that as well, because I thought Davies along like with Romero was really, really good. But yeah, just the way they're so aggressive and like on the ball, they're passing on the ball. Like even Davies, like we wouldn't consider Davies like a good passer of the ball, but in his past like few games he's definitely showed that he's capable of doing that. And I feel like this is Davies. I was previously, I've been like, you know what, if we could sell Davies, we sell Davies as well, but I'm more open to like keeping him around and like having him as a good squad option, a backup option and whatnot. But the way he stepped up, immense, and he's been here for a long ass time. Okay, so yeah, so also Davies, I gave him 9. I felt he was slightly that bit better than Romero. Like there wasn't much in it, but just slightly. And I feel like that's probably one of like the best Davies performance in a Spurs shirt. The way he just read the game, the way he defended so well, and like getting that ball back in times, and rarely could get past him, and I felt like he was just very solid. And of course his like passing as well, I felt like he was just immense. And hopefully that's the centre back pairing we go with against Everton, because with Udogi's suspension, it's going to be, I just hope that Ange doesn't put Davies on the left back, because we can't have I don't want Emerson at centre back, and I don't want Dara at centre back. I feel like Davies, that sort of partnership is working well at the moment, and I feel like we shouldn't disrupt it, and we shouldn't disrupt the team too much, even though we do have like 2 suspensions and loads of injuries as well. But I just don't want to disrupt that centre back pairing. So moving on to Porro, I gave Porro an 8. My god, this guy is so consistent, it's ridiculous. Like every single game, I'm just impressed with him more and more and more. And like the way he's just like able to attack, the way he's able to defend, like he's so good at both. And I know there's like this, like, was Trent, is he better? And like obviously Porro's better defensively than Trent, but like attacking wise, I don't think there's too much in it. And Porro's only gonna get better. Like the way he's adapted to this new role under Ange, and the way people question him, like after his first game against Leicester, Tim Sherwood, his comments, my god, he must be absolutely shitting himself for the fact those comments he made. I bet he's regretting those comments, and I just hope, because the way he came for him, it's like his first start, and the way he just like, I was like, you know what, he's probably eating those words. Jogi gets a 7. I felt like he was very unlucky, very unlucky with the yellow card he received, because for me that was not a foul for one, and that should not have been a yellow card. So now he's suspended for Everton game, which is really annoying. Like luckily it's only 1 game, but still it's so freaking annoying. And is it a concern with his yellow cards? But I feel like yellow cards happen, and like it's been unlucky, and it's just so frustrating. But apart from that, I felt like he was attacking like he always does, that inverted fullback role, just like Porro. The way they're just able to do that is just crazy, and like the way he's adapted to the Premier League, and obviously when he signed his new contract, and I'm just okay. Fulham are using 3-0 now. And yeah, I'm just super happy with Udogie and his performance, and the way he like, I felt like he didn't really put a foot wrong. And yeah, I can argue that we have probably the best fullbacks in the league. Oh, we're just gonna get it out the way. Basuma for me, 5. I felt like before the red card, it wasn't his greatest performance, if we're being honest. He did lose the ball quite a lot, and we haven't seen the Basuma of the start of the season ever since that Luton game where he got those 2 yellow cards and got sent off. Like since that game, the Basuma we've seen has been a bit lackluster, and there has been those individual games where he has looked like he was at the start of the season. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the players he's got around him. I don't know, but it's just like annoying that he did get sent off, and it was a red card. Can't argue against it. Didn't need to happen because we were so in control of that game, just going 2-0 up. It just seemed like a ridiculous thing to do, and also I don't feel like it was intentional, and there was no malicious like around it and like everything. But it's just his second yellow card, not a second yellow card, his second red card of the season, and we're only 16 games into the season. So that is just like my issue with it. It's like you've got 2 red cards already, and it's just, I don't know what it is. And probably behind the scenes and whatnot, we'll talk to like certain individuals, and he might come out and say that he doesn't need to, but I feel like he probably will be angry about it and like talk about it with them. But yeah, Basuma, it's very hard to judge him on his like actual performance when he gets that red card, because instantly your rating's gonna plummet down. Like I would give Sarr a 7. Now with Sarr, there was what I noticed, a few errors in there, giving the ball away at times, which could have ended up in us conceding. Luckily we didn't, but there were a few occasions in there. Other than that, he had a pretty solid game. The way he's just able to constantly run, cover all areas of the pitch, and just keep going for like 90 minutes plus. Just got to hand it to him, and it's like he's still young. Like there's more to come from Sarr, and we all know that. Kulusevski was like my man of the match. It was either between him or Davis, but Kulusevski, I just had to give it to him. And for me, Kulusevski gets a 10. the versatility that he has, the way he's able, like he was starting after the midfield, playing in a number 10 role, and then obviously we get that red card, so he has to move out to the right wing. Not the red card, the injury to Johnson here, he then moves out to the right wing, and then he was able to put that cross in. Like Kulusevski, he got the assist, he got the goal. Like the way he's performing, the versatility, the way he's able to play in multiple positions, and yeah, I feel like, yeah, I'm happy with him in the midfield. I feel like until Maddison's back, I would prefer him in the number 10 role, but like it depends really. But yeah, so Kulusevski for me, man of the match. Decky, just like his mentality and like everything, I'm just like, that's who you want in your team. And the like the never give up attitude, the don't stop until the final whistle, just everything. I'm just like, yeah, Kulusevski, 10 out of 10 performance. Moving on to Johnson. Now Johnson, I'm probably gonna give a 7. Obviously he only didn't last too long, 36 minutes, but I felt like we did see, even though he did lack quality in the final third at times, I felt like he was a constant threat down that right hand side, and just like everything that he was sort of given, and obviously facing his former side as well. It's just so unfortunate they ended up getting that cut on his forehead and he had to come off. And I feel like he was growing into the game before that, and I was like predicting that he might get a goal, and he nearly did. Like he had that chance which the goalkeeper saved, and I thought it was going to go in, but yeah, I feel so bad. But yeah, 7 for me. I feel like from what we saw for those 36 minutes, it was decent performance from Johnson, and he's still young, you know, he hasn't really had as much time as everybody else to be under Ange, but I feel like what we're seeing from him I'm liking, and I feel like he's just gonna get better and better, and I'm here for it. Obviously Son's still on the left hand side. I felt like he didn't really have his shooting boots on, like he was getting into positions and like everything, he just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net, which was just unfortunate. But I feel like what he did bring was like his pressing, and like he really put the goalkeeper under pressure, which ended up getting our second goal. And he leads by example, and yeah, and I feel like he's really like stepping up, and him just as captain and everything, and you just see that everyone listens to him and everyone wants to play for him, and not just him but also Ange as well. But it's just brilliant to see. Yeah, Son didn't, oh my god, sorry, so many emotions, but Crystal Palace have just equalised against Man City in like added time. So much is happening, and like I get notifications like, oh my god. Son, obviously he didn't score assists, but he brought that energy, and he brought the way he was getting constantly kicked though, that really pissed me off. It was like he was targeted, and it was just really, really frustrating. I felt like the only problem we had was because Forest really had like a low block, so there was not really space in behind for players to run into. So I feel like that's where sort of our wingers sort of struggled. Moving on to the last player of the starting 11, Richarlison. I gave Richarlison an A. I felt like he you can see his movement and like the way he's like he's sort of physically changed, and the way ever since his surgery, scoring in back-to-back games for the first time in his Spurs career, scoring a header, and just everything that he's able to provide. Like before, like when he was injured, like let alone the goals, like his passing was off, he kept falling on the ball, losing it, but we're seeing a completely different Richarlison now, and I was just so happy for him to get another goal as well. And I feel like that's really important for his confidence. But for me, it gets an A, and I felt like I'm really happy with Richarlison from what we've seen. But obviously, he needs to carry on and carry on this good form that he has. But I feel like, yeah, what we're seeing from him now, if we can keep getting this to the end of the season, I'm more than happy. And I don't feel like Richarlison could get into double figures for goals. I mean, he's already got 4 goals, do you know what I mean? And he got, like 1 last season, so he's already got 3 more. So yeah, I'm just really happy with all this. Moving on to sub, Skip came on, I think, once we got that red card. No, he came on after Johnson got injured. For me, Skip gets a 6. I felt like he brought the energy, and he was very good in midfield. I don't think he did anything too, like, he wasn't like terrible or anything. He didn't do anything too bad, and he wasn't like outstanding, but he definitely brought that energy and he was good. Like, nothing to get excited about. I feel like it's time, probably not best suited to the Ange system and the way we want to play. But as someone who can come off the bench and give sub appearances and whatnot at the moment, I feel like he's a good option. Højbjerg also came on. I'd give him a 6. Man City have drawn to Crystal Palace at home. Højbjerg, I'll give a 6 as well. I feel like when he came on, he definitely helped us when we were down to 10 men. He was definitely one of those players that were keeping Forest at bay at times and making tackles and getting the ball back and just really frustrating Forest as well. So I thought that's what he brought when he came on. Also, Emerson came on, gave him a 6 as well. I feel like they were all like good standard like performances, and they weren't too anything to write home about, and weren't like bad performances. On the whole, they were pretty much good, and they just helped us dig deep and see out the win and the hard-fought victory. Like, everybody was putting their bodies on the line, and just, yeah, it was brilliant to see. Obviously, Felice came on, and then like 10 seconds later the whistle blew, so I'm not gonna give him a rating. It was a hard-fought victory, and we definitely had to ride that victory out. But I feel like that's probably one of those games that could be like a banana skin, and we could have potentially, you know, end up drawing the game or whatnot, even though Forest were on like a bad form of run anyways. And I feel like they beat Aston Villa recently, which is kind of shocking, because the way Aston Villa are playing, you'd think that they wouldn't be losing. But you know what, a 2-0 victory, clean sheet after all these games. Pretty much good performance all around, apart from Basuma, which we're not going to talk about anymore. But yeah, I felt like really good. Ange, again, you know, his lineup was spot on, and yeah, all in all, I'm happy that we can just enjoy the weekend now. You know what? Because playing first, as much as I was like nervous and about the situation, but playing first and you can just enjoy the weekend, it's so nice. It's so nice. But yeah, we move on to Everton now. Potentially we're going to be missing Basuma and Udogie going into this game, and then obviously all the other absences that we have prior to this game, so it's unfortunate. But be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know down below what your play ratings are, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye guys.